In the previous episode.
That throws a wrench into my plans. Okay.
No stab moves. I can afford to take one more hit, so I click return again, and...
Yeah, still going for Ancient Power. And there's the Omni Boost. Yeah, we're fucked. Okay.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and wrap it up. I managed to scratch and claw through Tangela and Cheerum, but it proves too little too late as the Ace Roserade comes in and picks off Jackie and Brawny, putting the nail in the coffin for this run. This won't be easy, but I never said it will be. Going into this run, I realized I have to change my approach when it comes to team building and strategy, and later on you'll see how these changes take effect. However, some things are just par for the course, like losing against my rival, who I've now aptly named Wheel. I have lost this fight in every single run up to this point, and the last 2 times I lost this fight, I met a premature demise. I pray this is not foreshadowing. After the canon event of meeting Cyrus at Lake Verity, I head over to Sandgem Town to formally receive my Turtwig. The naming convention will stay the same. This entire time. Even in between runs. The naming convention will stay the same. Male Pokemon are Lakers players, female Pokemon are WNBA players, agendered Pokemon are head coaches. Now, of course, if I run out of Lakers players, it'll just be my favorite NBA players outside of the Lakers. But names will stay consistent. So, for example, this Turtwig will be Brawny, and it's male, so checks out. Yeah, Turtwig will stay Brawny, Chimchar will stay Rui, Piplup will stay Luca. And here's the first major adjustment I make. I'm gonna choose before I actually see them. I'm gonna go ahead and choose Chimchar. This is I'm choosing him before I even get the chance to see abilities or natures or anything like that. But keep in mind, I can still rebirth Luca if I get the rebirth wheel spin, or I can beat a gym completely deathless. I head over to Route 202 and battle Dawn at her level 9 Piplup, whose life force is extracted by a few absorbs. After receiving my Pokeballs, I catch Austin the Starly from Lake Verity, and a rather untimely critical hit from Brawny kills my Route 202 encounter Poochyena. Now, if you haven't noticed by now, if I cut the recording, Boise, you know something bad is about to happen.
Sure. Oh yeah. Starting off with a crit. That's a good sign. Oh! Back to back crit. Alright, Austin. Alright. Starting off strong, back to back crits. That's a good sign. Surely you don't hit 3. Surely you don't get 3 in a row, right? Okay. That would have been hilarious. That's not what I meant. Okay.
This game really has a sick way of humbling you, huh?
Gee, that would have been nice to get out of Austin.
You're f***ing kidding me, right? Not even 5 battles into the run and I have already suffered my first casualty. I almost suffered a full-blown wipe against this level 7 Zigzagoon who kept peppering my team with sand attacks to lower my accuracy and tail whips to lower my defense before doing significant damage with 60 base power stab boosted Covet. By the end of this battle, my team looked like this and I haven't even reached Jubilife City yet. It's gonna be one of those runs, huh? In Jubilife, I head into the trainer school to drop off Will's parcel and receive the egg from the cowgirl, which ends up being Chingling. Again. I battle the reporter in the Poke Center to receive the 3 Kanto starters. Before I even started the battle though, I decided on Squirtle, who I named Asia Wilson. I trek north to Route 204 to pick up my next encounter, but before I can do that, this happens.
I knew it. I felt it in my bones. I felt it. I swear, Poison Sting has like a 75% success rate when it's used against you.
so annoying.
Oh my god, why do you have Poison Touch? Oh my, or Poison Point. Oh my god.
In case you were wondering, the odds of back-to-back poisons from Poison Sting and the Poison Point proc is 2.7%. My luck in battle can only be rivaled by that of Alpha Red. It's actually comical. Because of this series of unfortunate events, I'm forced to sacrifice Jackie, who admittedly I didn't even want in the first place, so honestly I'm not too bothered by this loss, but it's still rather frustrating to lose 2 Pokemon before the first gym, especially since before this run, the only Pokemon I lost outside of a gym battle was when I lost Dalton in Run 2 because a bitch-ass Solrock refused to get in the ball. A bitch-ass Solrock I'd never used. Man, I'm getting tilted. Anyway, I make quick work of Wheel on Route 203 before heading back to Route 204 to pick up Jake the Wurmple and Marcus the Zubat from Ravage Path. On Route 203, I catch Jeff Green the Seedot, and on my way to Oreburgh Gate, Jake evolves into Cascoon and Rui evolves into Monferno. In Oreburgh Gate, I catch Luke the Diglett, and in the basement, I am blessed by Arceus to find Nick the Riolu for the 3rd time. My streak of good fortune continues in Oreburgh City with this.
Wait, what? Oh! Oh! I got Pokerus? Yo! That's more rare than getting a shiny! Odds of a Pokemon contracting Pokerus are extremely low. About 1 in 21,845 after a battle, making it significantly rarer than finding a shiny Pokemon.
As rare as this is to occur, why am I so excited? It's because Pokemon infected with Pokerus gain twice as many EVs per Pokemon they defeat in battle. And this gave me the motivation to do something I've kinda strayed away from in the first 2 runs. EV training. Each Pokemon yields a specific effort value in 1 or sometimes 2 stats. They can yield 1, 2, or 3 EVs depending on their evolution level. For every 4 EVs in a specific stat, that stat is boosted by 1 point above its baseline. And the maximum number of EVs that can be allocated to one stat is 252. The maximum number of EVs that can be attained overall by one Pokemon is 510. The most common way to EV train a Pokemon is to max out its better offensive stat, either attack or special attack, and then max out its speed. I'm not going to max out my EVs for every Pokemon in my box because I would never be able to upload ever again if that were the case, because it would take forever. But with Pokerus running through my box, I figured I would take the opportunity to get a leg up on Rourke and train up some of the important members of my team. But before I get to that, I need to collect my last few encounters before the gym, including Chris the Trico, who I received after defeating the reporter in Oreburgh City, providing more immediate grass-type support for the gym than Beldum, who's more of a long-term project. I also pick up Angel Reese the Whismer, Natasha Cloud the Trapinch, and Sabrina Ionescu the Ponyta. I also decide to spin the wheel before I start my training session, so I have an idea what I'm working with going into the battle.
I'm getting blessed by this wheel. I swear I'm getting blessed by this wheel.
You know, I really have to take advantage of this good luck streak I have going on right now because this certainly will not last forever. Jackpot means I can pick up any Pokemon currently available. Taking a page out of Gardenia's notebook, I used a Pokeradar on Route 204 to pick up Marina Mabry the Roselia for even more Grass-type firepower going into Rourke. My plan for the fight is to lead with Marina against Rourke's lead Nosepass, put it to sleep with Sleep Powder, and set up with 2 growths, bringing my special attack to +2. With enough special attack EVs from knocking out Wild Badoo, Sunkern, and Ralts, and speed EVs from Starly, Zigzagoon, and Rattata, she should be able to outspeed and one-shot everyone on Rourke's team except for Onyx, who has a speed buff and has a jolly speed-raising nature, and Bonsly, who's holding a Rindo Berry to weaken grass-type moves. Of course, every good plan has a backup plan, and that comes in the forms of newly evolved Chris, who will also be trained as a special sweeper, Asia, who will get mixed offensive EV investment, and Bronny, who will benefit from attack EVs. If things go south, which I'm almost certain they will, these three will be equipped to clean up any messes that may occur. Oh hey, a shiny! Shiny! Ooh! Now how do I not kill it? Let's go. Let's go. We got a shiny Lotad. This would be a good time to tell you. Shiny Claws. It does not matter if it is a dupe. It does not matter if I've already encountered a Pokemon on that route. If it's shiny, I get to catch it. Woo! Get a shiny Lotad. Let's fucking go. I'm gonna name you Maxie. As mentioned earlier, I lead with Marina against Nosepass. I put him to sleep. No I don't, because I missed. Of course I did. Well now that means he can get off a Thunder Wave that will make this potential sweep very risky or just flat out impossible. Nosepass sets up a Sandstorm which will not only inflict chip damage on my team for the next 8 turns, yes 8, because he's holding a Smooth Rock, but will also boost all his Rock type special defense by 50%. I connect with a Sleep Powder on the next turn before failing to set up a Growth due to paralysis. Great start. Nosepass gets an early wake up, of course he does, and sets up Stealth Rock, inflicting even more chip damage on any Pokemon that switches in. The only saving grace for Marina is that Nosepass's only attacking move is Shockwave, which she resists, so ultimately I should be fine to set up as much as I can without too much issue. I put Nosepass back to sleep to continue setting up. Bruh. I decide to go on the offensive with a Mega Drain to recover some HP. It does about 3/4, leaving it just outside of healing range. Nosepass wakes up and tickles me with another resistive Shockwave. I set up another Growth just to stall out another turn of Sand. On the next turn I put him back to sleep with another Sleep Powder as the Sandstorm subsides. I try to nudge him in the healing range to force Rourke to use one of his potions, but I proceed to miss, get paralyzed, then miss 2 more times before he finally wakes up and connects with another Shockwave. Finally, I connect with a Leech Seed, which prompts Rourke to use a Super Potion before I put him right back to sleep. I say f it and set up another Growth, because why not? Finally, I put the weird rock duck looking motherfucker out of his misery with a Mega Drain. Next is Geodude, and a critical hit Fire Punch will be the end of Marina before she can even get going. But I'm feeling kinda lucky right now, so I risk it. Whew. No crit. So Marina can answer back with a 4x super effective +3 Mega Drain that would have killed twice over. Next is Cranidos, who threatens with Zen Headbutt. I'm gonna let past me explain my next course of action. Is that Zen Headbutt? So, if I switch into Dalton, it's gonna use Rock Tomb, and if I switch into Grovyle on a Rock Tomb, that's risking a crit. If I switch into Asia, it's not dead to a crit, it's gonna use Thunder Punch. Grovyle will not be dead to a crit, so we're gonna go with that. Even with the Stealth Rock, that's not going to kill. Alright. Now it's going to go for Thunder Punch. Okay, no paralysis. Okay. Gotta get pretty much all my HP back. Yep, back to full HP. Yep. This thing is gonna go for Protect, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Oh, it doesn't. It does not go for Protect. You idiot. I thought for sure it'd go for Protect so it can proc its Flame Orb. I guess not. Okay, this is the one I don't think he can one-shot. Alright, I just needed to not crit. I really just needed to not crit. Okay. Oh yeah, it's because of the Rindo Berry. Okay. Alright, this should kill now. Good night. Whew. The power of Eevee training. Too easy! Whew. That Eevee training paid off. I didn't want to have to do it, but you kind of have to in a run like this. Even though it takes forever. It's worth it. Oh, and we just completed this gym deathless. We completed this gym deathless, which means I get to rebirth one of my Pokemon. And you're gonna find out which one that is on the next episode. Yeah, I gotta leave you on the cliffhanger, I'm sorry. But, thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see the next episode. And if you haven't already, go back and watch the first two videos, because that will pretty much give you a rundown of how we got here. Thank you so much for watching. See ya!